received is regarded as income to the business. Anyone who can explain why discount received is income?
I think it is because, for example, if a business had purchased goods of 500,000 and they allowed a discount and they receive a discount of like 100,000, it means instead of spending 500, they are instead going to spend 400. So it's like they are remaining with that 100 which they were to spend.
Yes, and in accounting, we are required to account for that money you did not spend. We don't just forget about it. We don't just forget about it. We have to account for it. Oh, yes. So that means we are dealing with a cash transaction, which should be recorded in the cash book, but the money received was different. So that means you need to show what was the actual amount, how much was paid, what is the other referred to. So a discount received, we can say that it is income to the business. How do incomes behave? How do incomes behave? When they increase, what do?
We credit.
We credit. Now, members, it's from this that we shall conclude and say that a discount received column is posted on the credit side of the cash book. So this means that we have introduced additional columns under our 3-column cash book. That is cash column, bank column, and the discounts, of which these discounts could be discount allowed or discount received. So this is how a format would look like. Format of the 3-column cash book. We need to obtain the date of the transaction, then the details, folio, cash, bank, cash, bank. We are now handling the debit side. Even in class, had we covered the first cash book?
No, madam.
Even the rules?
Didn't cover anything at all in the cash book.
Why was I remembering like we had looked at the double column cash book?
That's because you taught afternoon the double column.
Oh my God. Okay, it's not any different. As we go on, we shall also We shall create our time and look at the double column cash book. With the double column cash book, we don't have the discount, just cash and bank. So I'll come back to that. Okay, so for the 3 column, we have debt, details, folio, cash column, bank column. Which discount did we say we post here?
Discount allowed.
The discount allowed. So that is the debit side. Please remember, for cash books, we follow the duality concept, the double entry system, where we recognize the items on the debit and the credit. So on the debit, we have these items: debt, detail, folio, cash, bank, and discount allowed. Then on the credit, we have the same if it's a payment. Then finally, discount received. And there are some people that will confuse that too, discount received and discount allowed. So this is your format. On the debit side, we are going to record all receipts whenever the business receives money. Whenever the business receives money. And then on the credit side, we shall post payments. Payments, that is whenever the business pays any amount of money. So where you're paying money through, it could be through cash or bank, then that payment is recorded on the credit side. So this is how a 3-column cash book looks like. So the evening group, to bring you up to speed, basically the cash book records cash and bank transactions. Are we together? We are looking at a 2-column or a 3-column cash book. While the other journals capture the credit transactions, such as credit purchases, credit sales in the sales journal, purchases returns in the purchases returns journal, sales returns in the sales returns journal. For any other transaction that involves the movement of money, then that one appears in our cash book. Okay, so we are saying that some businesses have business bank accounts. Where a business has a bank account, then they should be in position to monitor the transactions going on in their bank. That is why they come up with the bank column. So you're seeing bank on the debit and bank on the credit. We are trying to say that when the business is receiving money through the bank, transactions are posted on the debit. If it's a payment through the bank, transactions are posted on the credit side. If the business receives hard cash, transactions are posted in the cash column. And in case it's a payment through cash, then that would be posted under the cash column. So this is what we would expect for a 3-column cash book. All right, I think we can look at a number and try it out. Okay, so let me look for a question here that we can do. Let's put down this example.
Negera bwogezi ne kyewandiika. Gwotaddeko mute ye? Nedda mute.
Guys, have you put down this question?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so we can attempt this. When you read through the question, you're guided on which type of cash book you're supposed to prepare. Remember, we said there are 3 types of cash books. We have the single column cash book, 2 column cash book, and the 3 column cash book. So for the 3 column cash book, we are saying it has cash, bank columns, and the discount columns. We have looked at how to come up with the format of the 3 column cash book. But most importantly is this note, which requires one to know when to post transactions on the debit side and when to post transactions on the credit. On the debit, we post transactions on the debit whenever the business receives money. That is, all receipts are debited. And then on the credit side, we post transactions on the credit whenever the business pays money. That's to say that all payments are credited. So after reading through the question and you realize that there are some discounts, let us include more. Where's our question? Let us include this. ABK received a discount of 10,000 from Gloria and allowed a cash discount of 5,000 to Amod and received a discount from Amod. Where you see such a question that involves discounts, that means you're going to draw up a 3 column cash book. So this is ABK's ABK's 3 column cash book for the month of, assuming we are looking at for the month of July. Please make sure you create space, date, details, cash, bank. We said we put the discount allowed on the debit side. Details, folio, bank, and the discount received. So this is our ledger cash book. We have the debit side and the credit side. Before we post any transactions in the cash book, we could remind ourselves of the rules that on the debit side, we shall record all receipts. Transactions that involve the business receiving money. Are we receiving physical cash? We post under the cash column. Are we receiving checks? We post under the bank column. Very easy. Then on the credit side, we post payments. Are we making payments using physical cash? Post under the cash column. Are we making payments using the bank, using checks? Then we post such transactions under our bank column. Then it becomes a 3-column cash book when we introduce discounts allowed and discount received. Many people interchange these 2 columns. When I was explaining what a discount allowed is, I went ahead and told you that discount allowed is an expense. And whenever expenses increase, they are debited. Let that be a reminder for you to have the discount allowed on the debit side. Then discount received is income. Whenever incomes increase, what do? We credit. So that should always remind you to have your discount received on the credit side. So I also said that in accounting, whenever you open up this ledger account, first of all, you need to determine, did we have any opening balances? With opening balances, I mean when the year closes, what you have closed with is what we call the closing balance. And you normally start with that for the new period. So your closing balance becomes the opening balance for the next period. In our question, we had those balances here. Commenced a business with 200,000 cash in hand and 130,000 bank overdraft. So it means we had money. If question is silent, we assume this is a debit balance. Cash increases on the debit. So we had money, 200,000. Receipts are debited. Details, this is known as a balance brought down under cash, 200,000. Then for the bank, where do we post the bank members?
The credits.
Because they have mentioned we started with a bank overdraft. We did not start with money in the bank, but rather we started with a loan. So that means we need to recognize that on the credit side. Assuming it was 1st of July. Under bank, we started with an overdraft of 1/3. Then the second transaction, we have, this was straightforward. They have categorized everything for you, but we shall look at other questions where you read and determine whether the business is receiving money or making a payment. But for the first transactions, we have cash receipts where the business is receiving money through sales, through withdrawals, and disposal of assets. So that means that all these cash receipts should be posted on which side? Cash receipts members, where do we post them?
Debit side.
Then cash payments, debit side, under which column?
Cash column.
Yes, debit side and under the cash column. Then the cash payment, they are posted on the credit side under the credit payments. Are we together? And then the bank receipts, where you're receiving money through the bank. Again, that would be under the debit side, because you're receiving money, but through the bank. And this would be the credit side, but through the bank. Okay, now let's quickly post all these. Cash receipts, we are receiving sales 47. So we move to the debit side. We are receiving, this is with regards to the sales, cash is receiving 7376. What do we put under folio?
GL1.
So folio acts as a reference for these other accounts. For instance, when we say we have sales that were made of 47376, where can we find this account? You can simply just name it GL1. That when you move to the ledger book, ledger account that has GL1 relates to sales, and you find more information about this transaction. Are we together? So that is how we record. We have other sales, 23520. With due check for office, who can guide us on that one? Who can interpret with due check for office? Check for office. Yes, Edwin.
Madam, good afternoon.
Yes, please, good afternoon.
Sorry. I think that's the complete one, the contra entry. So we shall put one on the debit side and one on the credit side.
Please
So
tell
since
us
money is leaving bank. Sorry?
what is losing to what?
The bank will be losing to cash. So we shall debit cash and we shall credit bank. In the folio we put a C. That's what I think.
You said we shall debit?
We debit cash And we credit bank. So I think.
Yes. So there are entries that could affect the cash book where cash and bank are being affected. Such entries are what we call the contra entries. Contra. Such entries are what we call the contra entry, normally affecting cash and bank at the same time. That means that cash could lose to bank and vice versa. Bank could give to cash. So because we are looking at a cash book that has both cash is here, bank is here, cash is here, bank is here, then it means you're going to complete double entry within the cash book. So you will complete double entry within the cash book. Meaning, check, this is money from the bank, has been withdrawn and taken to office. So this time round, bank is giving cash. To post this in the cash book, show that the bank money is reducing, and then immediately also show us the cash column increasing. Because money left the bank, reduced, it came to the office for office use. Some of you may say now these are called drawings. Drawings, that is when someone withdraws money for personal use. But where you get out money from the bank office, or salaries, or to use it for anything that is related to the business, then that becomes a contra entry. Therefore, we would first of all show money going to cash and our cash increasing. 9,600. Cash is increasing, you come to the debit side and post. It is denoted as letter C to represent a contra. It is denoted by letter C to represent a contra. Who is giving cash? Bank. Bank is giving to the cash account. Okay, then we have sold office desk, 3,600.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
How come you've not posted the 9,600 on the credit side?
Yes. Cash has received from bank. Then we also show that bank lost to cash. Bank lost to cash. Then sold office desk, 3,600. When the question is silent, we assume they used cash. And we had the heading already. Sold office desk, we are receiving. We are receiving.
Excuse me, madam. I think this cash on the credit side is supposed to be written on details, not on cash.
Oh, sorry. So can we post this other transaction? Sold office desk of 3,600. We are receiving 3,600. Over what? Over the office desk. cash receipts. Then we have purchases as cash payments, purchases of 6,000. Purchases on the credit side. Under cash payment, we have purchases of 6,000. And then we have wages of 2,400, still paid through cash. Drawings of 2,400, cash. Stationery, is that a payment? Yes. This has been simplified. We have already been given title that these are categorized as cash payments. So we just need to post on the right side. Stationery 3408. Then banked 36,000. Someone to take us through. Banked.
I think it is also a contra entry whereby cash is losing to bank.
Yes, this is a contra entry. Banked, it means you had cash. Cash is giving to the bank. Two accounts are affected, cash and the bank columns. So bank received from cash, we move to the debit side. Under bank column, we are receiving 36. From who? From cash. Contra. Then you move to the credit side and show that cash gave 36,000 to who? To the bank. Are we together? So those are some of the contra entries. They confuse them with some other entries such as withdrew. For office, we have looked at this. That's a contra. Cash, bank. So most of them are set in that format. Okay, then lastly, we move to the bank payment. Move to the bank payments. Payments, we have office desk, we have repairs, and so on. So since they are payments, we move to the credit side, and they were made through the bank. So credit side through the bank, we have our first transaction of office desk. Where are my transactions? Office desk, bank, 4,800. Are we still on the cash book? Someone is asking, are we still on the cash book? Oh, People are tired. They've finished the number. Okay, let us hurry. Repairs, bank payments, 4,800. We are now posting bank payments. Purchases, 50,000. Then we have Gloria. Gloria, 20,000. We shall post that later because we have a note on Gloria about the discount. So we have due check for own use. Where does this one fall?
For drawing.
For own use, those become drawings. Of 4,800. And then we have insurance of 25,000. Debt, details, portfolio, cash, bank, discount. We are continuing, please. I ran out of space. So we had insurance, through the bank of 25,000. Then finally, let us see how do we post the discounts. How do we then post the discounts? We have a note here. ABK received a discount of 10,000 from Gloria. So where is Gloria?
Madam, we have not posted the bank receipts as well.
We had not yet posted bank receipts. Okay, let's post a loan from a friend of 48,000. We are receiving a loan and a bank. Okay, so details, loan under the bank column. Then we had sales where money was received in the bank of 80,000. Then we had amorti, of which there is an adjustment on amorti, which we shall post. Then we also have cash bank. Cash bank, cash is giving to the bank. Cash is giving to the bank. So what do we do in that case? Cash is giving to the bank. That means bank is receiving. So come and show that the bank is receiving how much? 36,000. But I see we had posted that. Isn't it what we posted? This is something else.
The other one was under cash payment and we banked 36. But it's a similar amount.
Okay. So cash lost to bank because we have been told cash bank. So let us show that bank is receiving on the debit side. From who? From cash. Folio, this is a contra. Then complete double entry and post showing cash reducing, cash giving to bank. So on the credit side, under cash, come and show that 36,000 were lost to bank. Are we now set to post the discount?
Yes, madam.
So now when you read through, yes, the person has raised up, Nandasa, Nandase, Oliver.
We are requesting to know about there is Kamot and Gloria. How do we handle those two?
That is what we had said we are going to handle last. So now let us handle them because that's what we're heading to, if you were following very well. So here we are. We have Gloria and Amoti. These are the discounts. What makes this a 3-column cash book? We have been told that ABK received a discount of 10,000 from Gloria and allowed a cash discount of 5,000 to Amoti. So Gloria, we were given how much we had to pay. When you move to the payments, we were supposed to pay Gloria 20,000. Actually, bank payments indicate the actual amount that you paid. Then you can compute the discount for yourself. It has been calculated. Therefore, to post that transaction, recognize the discount. Which of the two is a discount allowed and which one is a discount received? I'm in class. Yes, please. So we're saying for this question, they had already computed how much Gloria paid in the bank, and they also gave us the discount that we received. So that means in total, Gloria we had to pay how much payment? The 20,000 and the discount we received, which was 10,000. So that means we had to pay Gloria a total of 30,000, but we paid 20 and our discount was 10. That is the first way it is said. Or you could be given this whole total. Gloria, maybe we're supposed to pay, the company owed 30,000 but received a discount of 10,000. So always follow through. What you need to take note of is that in the bank or cash columns, we take the actual amount received, how much was received or how much was paid, the net amount without discount. So for this question, they had already computed how much we paid, because you can see bank payments, Gloria, 20,000. So you move to your cash book on the credit side that records payments, and the bank include the 20,000 which relates to Gloria. But against that, go ahead in that line, follow to the discount we received and indicate, however, that 10K, that 10,000 is received in line with the payment that was made as a discount received. It is recognized as a discount received. That is how this question was said. Then when you look at Amoti, they did the same thing. They had given us how much Amoti paid. So we received 13,440. 13,440. This is how much Amoti paid. And then we have another information that relates to Amoti, where we are told that we allowed, please take note of the English, received a discount and allowed a discount. So this takes on what we call the discount allowed, and this becomes the discount received. So they had also computed 5,000 for Amoti. So it means in total, Amoti had to pay the following, but ended up only paying 13, 5K accounting for the discount. So we move to our cash book, recognize the money being received from Amoti, and we have been told it's a bank. We are receiving through the bank. We shall write exactly what was received, 13,440.
No, see. Oh, you are back. You are back. Thank you.
Okay. So my battery went down. We can proceed. So we were recording this. We need to recognize that we received a net of 13,440 over here from Amoti, 13,440. And in that same line, show the discount that we allowed of 5,000. So please always read the English very well. Do not cram, but try to understand. Because next time we shall say, the business was allowed. Was allowed. What does that mean? The business was allowed a discount of, is this discount allowed or discount received?
Discount received.
Discount received.
Yes. Now someone may say, whenever I say allowed, that's discount allowed. That would be cram work. Yes, Jonathan?
Madam, there was that part of withdraw a check for own use. Those were drawings. But was it a contra entry or for it? It was just a payment. They were just getting the check
That one was just a payment.
Oh, okay.
Contras are transactions that affect both cash and bank at the
Bank,
same
okay.
time. So there are transactions to do with getting money from maybe bank, taking them back to physical cash, that is using them in business, or cash being banked. But when you withdraw for own use, those become drawings. They are no longer contra entries.
Okay, madam.
Yes.
Another question I wanted to ask, okay? Like when we are finished preparing the cash book, now this balance brought down was on the debit side for cash. When we are posting on our ledgers, do we put that balance brought down also on the debit side of cash?
Pardon, if what?
Like now here we had the balance brought down. It was 200,000 and it was on the debit side of cash. When we are posting them now on the T accounts, the ledgers, do we put that balance brought down on the debit side of cash?
Yes, just like what we did here, we put it on the debit.
Okay.
So you
Thank you,
put
madam.
it on the debit side.
Thank you, madam.
So let's see, how do we close off or balance off the cash book? How do we balance off this cash book? Remember, the cash book has the cash column and the bank columns together with the discount columns. So members, you can see, we shall do a number for double, but not so different really. Evening people, not so different, because basically it's cash and bank without the discounts. Everything we have done, but without the discount columns. When you go back to physical, I'll just take you through just one question. So let us balance off this account. When we are balancing off a cash book that has cash and bank, we balance off one column at a go. For instance, we could say, let us balance off the cash columns to determine how much do we have running as physical cash. Get the total on the debit, just like the other steps we have been following. Get the totals on the debit for cash and get the totals on the credit side for cash. Get the difference between the totals and let us post the difference on the side that is smaller. So can someone add through quickly? Determine how much do we have as the total on the debit, how much do we have as the total on the credit. Then that will be the closing balance. That becomes the closing balance, which then is used as the opening balance. Please add up. Yes, yes, please.
So mine was a question. I didn't really understood the part for grid check for office, the control. I didn't really understood you.
You haven't understood what?
Grid check for office.
With you?
No, the one for grid check for office. That one you have 9,600 and you have to put it on both sides. Under cash receipt, it's the third transaction.
Yes. Withdrew check for office. Withdrawals that could be made are in two ways. You could withdraw for personal. Or you withdraw money for office. For personal use, these are drawings. It is recorded once as a payment. But for withdrawal for office use, it's like someone saying we got money from bank and converted it into cash. You're using it in the business. So it's like you needed float. Can I use that? It's like you needed float, you needed money to run the business. That is why it becomes a contra. Because bank is giving to cash, office use. You're converting it into cash. From the bank to physical cash. Is it clear, sir? Welcome. Now, where are the totals? All people know how to add up.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
If we had a transaction that says that he withdrew money to purchase office furniture, do we also recognize that as a contra entry and we recognize furniture in terms of cash?
If it says we withdrew money
For office furniture, maybe to buy office furniture.
so you first of all show the money leaving the account. Are we together? I don't know why I'm hearing those echoes. Please mute. So with that, people have refused to mute. So with that, you're withdrawing money to buy furniture. Specifically, you're getting furniture. So that would be a debit of the furniture account, and then you credit your cash. It's not a contra entity. Because this money you're withdrawing from the bank, so you credit your bank. Your bank is reducing, and immediately you have a debit entry on the furniture, and that is furniture. You did not get the money and you first put it into the business, just there in the drawer. Maybe I get a difference. If you had given this money, then you first put it in office, it's just there, then that would be a contract. That money has left the bank, it has come straight to office. But if you're withdrawing and immediately you're buying your furniture, computers, and so on, then the other entry affects the accounts that have been introduced in the business. Can someone give us the closing balances? The person who asked, is it clear now?
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Okay. So, can some people give us the closing balances? Yes, Caroline.
Madam, I have a question. I wanted you to clarify about something. You said you posted the difference you get on a small side, like we add maybe assuming an account for cash, so we add both cash this side and the debit side and the credit side. Then I subtract the smaller one from the bigger one, then the answer that I get, I put it on the smaller side of the cash column. I just want you to clarify about that.
You have said it all. When balancing off, we get the total on the debit. For example, if my total is 1 million, and on the credit, I have a total of 800. Total 1 million on the debit, 800 on the credit. Get the difference. 1 million minus 800, difference is 200. This one is posted on the side that is less to balance. You know, balancing, meaning the amount here should be the same amount here. And we consider the highest. So if we have 1 million as our highest figure, it should also be 1 million on the credit. That means you come to the credit and say that difference is called a balance carried down of 200,000. It finds there this 800 that was already there to have a total of 1 million. Now here you don't add there anything because you already have your 1 million. And after that, this on the opposite side will now become your balance brought down of 200,000.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
So guys, you balance off the cash column first, then also balance off the bank column. Some people have gotten some answers. Okay, Honorable has some answers here. Cash. So someone says on the credit we have 83808. Here we have a total 83808. Then how about on the debit? We don't have the debit. Okay. People have different answers. I'm seeing another one has 284096, another one 106. Please, addition can never be a problem. You got the principle, you balance it off that way. Then when you move to the bank, you can even put that note. Cash columns are balanced off separately. Then two, balance off the bank columns. And then for the discounts, they are not balanced off, but rather, please note that the discount columns are not balanced off. but instead determine the totals so for the discount, we shall just get the total just like this. Discount allowed, total is 5,000. Discount received is 10,000. So guys, any questions? Assuming you're asked to complete, right, and say complete double entries by posting complete double entries by posting in the respective accounts. So when you look at the question we have just covered, we were interested in only entries that affect cash and bank. Do you all agree? But we have the other account which is also affected. Remember the duality concept that every debit entry must have a corresponding credit entry. So because we were only asked for the cash book, which has both the cash column and the bank column, we were only posting the entries that affect cash or bank. But there is that other silent account that we're not posting. Assuming this question continues and part B requires you to complete the double entries in the respective accounts, how would you do it? You would go back to the question. For instance, we had our first one, which had cash receipts, where they had cash sales. I remember it had cash sales of 47376. 47376. This means they sold goods and received cash. What is the double entry? They sold goods and received cash. What is the double entry? What do you debit? What do you credit?
I think you credit sales and you debit cash.
You debit
Cash and credit
cash,
sales.
receiving cash, and you credit sales. So for all these transactions, whichever entry had cash was posted. This entry was posted in the cash book. That's what we mean by debit the cash. In the cash book, this entry has been reflected or shown in the cash book. But when it comes to the other account, the sales, we did not post that. So part B requires for that. that complete double entry by posting in the respective accounts this other one, you simply come and say, oh, the sales will look like this. This is the sales account, credit and debit. We are going to credit. We received cash 47,376. Then you move to the second transaction. The second one says sales again. I will not post this. Then we move to this other one. Withdrew check for office use. This was a contra. Now you're going to see that you have no other ledger account to post. Withdrew a check for office use, meaning we received cash, so you debit your cash and you reduced your money in the bank. All these entries were posted. That's why we said this is a contra. There is no other account. This was posted in the cash book. This was also posted in the cash book. That's why we said the cash book is a ledger where double entry can be completed within the journal. But then when you look at transaction 3, where we have sold office desk, cash 3,600. When you sell office desk, the entry is, where am I writing? Sold office desk. When I sell, I receive money. And we told we received cash 3,600. What did we sell? The office desk 3,600. You all agree with me that you posted this entry. We went to the cash book and we're interested in cash, but we don't know where is this ledger. So you simply come and say office desk over here. This should be credited because we are crediting. Through cash, we sold it of 3,000. So you're completing double entry. I have a shortcut, but it's not good for now. Now you force yourself to understand. I hope that is okay. People are still looking at figures. Please, that is not a big deal. Computations, first of all, not many of you get that figure right because just missing out one figure, you fail that closing balance. Your emphasis should be on mastering the principle and posting. I don't normally give a lot of time to totals because in accounting, just one entry, you fail the total. So the more other correct entries you post, the better. That can't be an issue. Have you mastered the principle? We move. Then someone is saying, Madam, oh, this time round we're having the bank credit side being greater than the debit side, meaning we shall have to put the balance carried down on the debit side of the bank, which I think is not okay because the bank can't have a credit balance. Why not? It can. It means you, if we have a balance brought down on the credit, you still have a loan. Probably you kept on withdrawing more than you have on the bank. You get it? So it means you withdrew more than what you have on the bank. So it is possible for the bank to have a credit balance. And that is what we started with, by the way. The business started with a bank overdraft. You see, isn't this on the credit side? We started with a credit balance. We can end with a credit balance. It is very possible. Okay? So I hope that is clear. Yes, Nyakato?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Madam, I'm inquiring. Like you said, in this case, that already computed for us the money we're supposed to pay for the discounts. That already computed for us the final the final amount. Kati now, in a scenario where they have not computed for us, we subtract.
Yes, you subtract. The rule is, or something for you to always remember, in the cash or bank, we take the net amount received. So if they tell you that so and so was supposed to pay total of 50,000, but was given a discount of 10%. That was given a discount of 10%. Means get 10% times 50,000, which gives you 5,000. So this 5,000 is the discount. How much will you record? You get 50 minus 5. That means you post the net amount received of 45,000. Sorry, it's just be alert with the English used. Interpret it well. You'll be good to go.
Madam, you give us that shortcut for revision purposes and easy understanding.
The understanding is that is the long path I've given you. You go on posting the double entries, check the one you've finished, post the other. Move to the other transaction, show the double entry, show us what you've already posted in the cash book, post the other. But the shortcut is all items on the debit. But let us first do it that way. Okay? Let us first follow the right thing to be done so that we don't cram. So you go back, move to the fourth transaction. Find out fourth transaction, what was required. Maybe payments, purchases, cash payments. First entry, these were purchases. So when we purchase for purchases using cash, the double entry is we are paying money. So I credit my cash and debit my purchases. How much? 6,000. So what did I record? I'm done with that entry in the cash book. So I'm left with the one on the debit side. Therefore, purchases are debited, showing that we paid cash 6,000. So bills are the other entries you had not, which are supposed to be posted in their respective ledger. So it is like opening up a big cash account, posting everything there, then individual accounts for all these other small ones. But in simple terms, which is still to those who have understood me well, items in the cash book that appear on the debit side, in their individual accounts, they'll be on the credit. Items in the cash book appearing on the credit side will always be on the debit side in their individual account. It means if you're crediting the cash book with purchases in the purchases account, you will debit. If you're crediting the cash book with wages in the wages account, you will debit. So all items appearing on the debit will be on the credit of the cash book will be on the debit side in their individual accounts. And the ones appearing on the cash book what has happened?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Yes, please. Madam, I have a question. What the question was like this that Gloria bought goods on credit from Amot was certain amount. How do we record that?
Come again.
What if the
Gloria.
question was Gloria bought goods on credit worth Gloria bought goods on credit from Amot worth certain amount. How do we record it?
I want to know who is the business because me, Amore, is the accountant of the business. Who is the business between Gloria and Amot? Because it will be different depending on which accountant we are looking at. I'm always the accountant in the business. Is that hard? Mr. Examiner.
Let us take Gloria.
So the business bought on credit from Amot. Business is receiving goods. I, as the accountant of the business, I debit purchases because these are assets that are increasing. Then I will credit Amoti because Amoti is a creditor and therefore should be credited. Being that this transaction is on credit, it cannot be posted in the cash book. It cannot appear in the cash book. In the cash book, strictly we record cash and bank transactions. Transactions that involve movement of money. Anything to do with credit, this will appear in the purchases journal because it's a credit purchase. So we shall have it under the purchases journal.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, and sometimes we throw in these transactions to see some people who are cramming and they just want to post everything. So that is it. So you complete the question.